Look what I found in the attic. Amanda's voice rang through the house as she bounded down the stairs, waving my mother's antique jewelry box like a trophy. My heart stopped. I watched my sister Nom, my brother's wife of only 2 years, stop, her manicured fingers against the delicate mahogany lid. My mother had treasured that jewelry box for more than 3 decades. But my name is Julia Bennett, and at 30, I never expected to stand in my childhood home, watching someone paw through my late mother's belongings with such casual entitlement. These must be worth a fortune. Amanda gushed, pulling out a pearl necklace. We could get so much at that new auction house downtown. I kept my expression neutral. Years of handling Amanda's theatrics had prepared me well. Those were my mother's, I said quietly. They're not for sale. Amanda rolled her eyes, tossing her highlighted hair over her shoulder. Come on, Julia. Your mom passed away 6 months ago. These are just collecting dust. And since James and I live here now, she smiled triumphantly, technically everything in the house belongs to us. My brother, glued to his phone in the corner, didn't even look up. He'd changed so much since marrying her, more distant, more careless, more willing to let her run his life. Mom's voice echoed in my memory. Patience, sweetheart. Sometimes the best revenge is letting people think they've won. So I took a breath and said, fine, do whatever you want. Amanda lit up like she'd won the lottery. Over the next few weeks, I watched her parade the pieces across social media, announcing her stunning vintage collection, scheduling appraisals, bragging endlessly. Each photo hurt, but I kept my mother's secret close. Then the call I'd been waiting for finally came. Julia, Amanda shrieked. The auction house says these pieces are worthless. They're all high-quality costume jewelry. How could your mother have such fake stuff? I smiled into the phone. Oh, did I forget to mention Mom loved collecting costume pieces. She thought they were fun. But what about her real jewelry? Amanda demanded. The diamonds, the emeralds. Everyone knew she had an amazing collection. Where are the real pieces? I thought of the hidden safe in my apartment, the one holding every genuine piece my mother owned. 3 years before her death, she'd quietly replaced each valuable item with an identical replica. I've watched the way that girl looks at my things, she told me. Let her think she's clever. We'll know better. Out loud, I said, I have no idea what you're talking about, but hey, whatever the auction pays you, keep it. Consider it a gift. She hung up with a screech. Seconds later, James texted, Amanda's upset. Why are you causing problems? I stared at the message, thinking about all the ways he'd drifted, missing birthdays, skipping dinners, barely making it to the hospital before Mom passed. Mom was right. The jewels weren't the real treasures. Her wisdom was. No problems here. I texted back. Amanda got exactly what she wanted. The fallout came fast. The friends she'd bragged to now whispered behind her back about the fake jewelry fiasco. Meanwhile, I sat in my apartment sorting Mom's real collection, each piece tied to a cherished memory. Hidden beneath the trays was the most important item, a sealed envelope. 3 days later, Mr. Harrison, my father's old lawyer, paid me a visit. Your mother was clever, he said, settling into my living room. Replacing the jewelry was only part of her plan. He opened a folder on my coffee table. The house isn't just jointly owned by you and James, it's tied to the Bennett Educational Foundation. My eyebrows shot up. Any resident is required to participate actively in the foundation's charitable work, he continued, and the annual participation deadline is next week. And Amanda has no idea. None, he said with a satisfied nod. I smiled slowly. It all made sense. Now Mom insisting I take that nonprofit management course, encouraging me to get involved in community work. She sold most of the real jewelry years ago, Mr. Harrison added, used it to fund scholarships. What you have are just the pieces she wanted you to keep. My phone buzzed again. Amanda, I know you're hiding the real jewelry. I'll tear this house apart until I find it. Mr. Harrison read the message and shook his head. Shall I notify them now? Not yet, I said, remembering Mom's patient smile. Let's wait for the deadline. 4 days. Amanda tore through the house like a storm, emptying drawers, ripping up floorboards, searching for treasure that didn't exist. James barely noticed. The deadline approached. Then came another sugary phone call. Julia, darling, Amanda cooed. Let's have dinner. We can talk about the jewelry. Like family. Thursday works, I said. Perfect. Thursday was the deadline. Thunder rumbled as I arrived for dinner. Amanda had set the table with Mom's best china, trying her best to play gracious hostess. She wore a flashy but obviously fake diamond necklace. James actually looked hopeful for once. Before we ate, Amanda clasped her hands dramatically. Let's clear the air. I know you're finally ready to tell us where the real jewelry is. I opened my briefcase and slid a folder toward them. Not exactly. These are more important. James lifted the papers, reading aloud. The Bennett Educational Foundation, mandatory participation, residency requirements. Amanda's smile froze. What is this? She demanded. Mom's real legacy, I said calmly. This house is part of the foundation. Anyone living here must contribute to its management and charitable work. Today was the deadline. That's ridiculous, Amanda snapped. James, tell her. But James was frozen, eyes lingering on the portion detailing how the scholarships were funded through the sale of Mom's real jewelry. You mean, Mom sold the jewels? He whispered. All except these, I said, revealing the small velvet box in my briefcase, the diamond and sapphire set Mom wore to Amanda's wedding. She left them to me, and asked that I sell them next year to create a new scholarship. Amanda shot to her feet. You can't force us to run some charity. Actually, I held up the final document. If you haven't participated by today, you have 30 days to vacate. Thunder cracked outside. James stared at his wife as if seeing her for the first time. You've been tearing apart the house, while Mom left us something truly meaningful. Amanda stormed out of the room. James slumped into his chair. I've been an idiot. Yes, I said honestly, then reached across the table. But Mom planned for that too. You can still be part of the foundation, just not while living here. In the month that followed, James and Amanda separated. She moved out. He started attending foundation meetings, slowly becoming the brother I remembered. The house was converted into the foundation's headquarters. Scholarship students, studying in the rooms that once held Mom's memories. Her costume jewelry was displayed in a glass case near the entrance, a plaque explaining its significance. Not everything that sparkles is treasure. Some treasures come from what we choose to build. Sometimes, when I'm working late, I swear I feel Mom's presence steady, patient, proud. As for Amanda, last I heard, she tried selling her tragic story to a local magazine, claiming she was tricked out of a fortune. But anyone who truly knew, my mother knows the truth. She never cared about jewels, she cared about legacy, and she made sure it ended up exactly where it belonged.